Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to yet another video. If I'm sounding exhausting, it's because I was gone for more than a month almost, and I was unable to make videos and I was busy with work stuff. But fortunately, I'm back with another video, and hopefully, in this week itself, I will be posting more videos. So, with that out of the way, what is today's topic? Today's topic is what if leopard seals were introduced into the Arctic? Firstly, a few differences between the Antarctic, where leopard seals usually live, it is in the South Pole, and the Arctic, in the North Pole, where we are supposed to introduce this leopard seal. Some key differences is Antarctic is a landmass that is surrounded by oceans, whereas Arctic is primarily an ocean that is surrounded by land masses. So, firstly, get that cleared up because I know these can get confusing for some people. So, I hope that clears it up. Not only that, the fauna in Arctic and Antarctic is quite different. You can notice Arctic fauna is a lot more land based, despite it being mostly ocean. There are polar bears, there are gray wolves, there are like Arctic foxes, hares, owls. Meanwhile, if you look at Antarctica, usually it is animals that are associated with water a lot more often, like big whales. There are elephant seals, there are penguins, there are different type of seabirds. So it's a quite different in terms of fauna to what the leopard seal might be accustomed to. So today we will be introducing leopard seals to the Arctic and see how well they do. Do they completely go extinct? Do they do amazingly well? And at the end, we will also do a speculative evolution video. First and foremost, like the casual format we have, environment adaptability. Now, both places are really cold. Coldest temperatures in Antarctica is minus 89.2 degrees Celsius, whereas the coldest temperature in Arctic is minus 69 degrees, 0.6 degrees Celsius. So we can see that the leopard seals accustomed to even colder temperatures than something the Arctic can get. Now obviously minus 89 degrees Celsius is not optimal for a leopard seal, neither is these, because they're primarily aquatic animals, but in times when they are outside of water, it's not that bad. So definitely they can survive this kind of temperature. They're kind of built for this. At the same time, the lowest water temperature in Antarctica is usually minus 1.9 degrees to minus 2 degrees, whereas the lowest Arctic water temperature gets to about minus 1.8 degrees Celsius. So Arctic is a little bit warmer than Antarctica, but not so much so that it would be a detriment. In fact, it is like to the advantage of the leopard seals, where it doesn't freeze to death. So in terms of environment adaptability, it's 10 out of 10. The leopard seal is basically living into a slightly warmer version of Antarctica in there. Next, let's look at prey availability. Leopard seals are apex predators. They do hunt a variety of prey, and they're primarily obligate carnivores. So in order to find prey and in order to sustain and survive there, let's see what options do leopard seals have. Well, we can see that leopard seals have a variety in their diet. They hunt crab-eater seals, wattle seals, different type of cephalopods, fish, fur seal, but the more common prey is penguin. Now let's look if there are any contemporaries or replacements of these things in the Arctic. Well, definitely the ringed seal, ribbon seal, harp seal, spotted seal, and the hooded seal can definitely make good proxies for things like the crab-eater seal, the wattle seal, and the fur seals. Now, of course, there are the bearded seals, which I think will be a bit more rare, but definitely will be on the menu for the leopard seal. And while the adults of elephant seal will be safe from the leopard seals, I can see the occasional babies being snatched up. And leopard seals have somewhat of an experience with elephant seals because Elephant seals live in both North Pole and South Pole. There is a southern elephant seal, which is the bigger one, and there is a northern elephant seal, which is the smaller one. So definitely there can be occasional baby snatching where they just take baby elephant seals off of their parents. Now, apart from this, occasionally they can also hunt walrus pups, seal pups like elephant seal pups, and beluga whales. Though I think for the most part, beluga whales, only the babies will be targeted. Adult beluga whales might still prove to be a formidable opponent for a singular leopard seal. Not saying a leopard seal can't bring one down, because they have been noticed, like people have noticed them attacking mink whales, for example. So definitely beluga whales can be on the menu on occasions. Another thing is that leopard seals are filter feeders along with being predators, and up to 45% of their diet is krill. So in Antarctica there is a lot more krill compared to in the Arctic. Like there is a lot more amount of not lot of krill in terms of amount, and there are a lot more variety of krill in Antarctica compared to the Arctic. So this shrinkage of food sources, along with the complete absence of penguin, which is usually what leopard seals go after if they are not eating krill or fish, would somewhat affect the survivability of the leopard seal, bringing it down to 6 out of 10. Not too bad, but not amazing either. Now let's look at threats and competitions. So in the Arctic, leopard seals only have one predator, and that is the orcas. Now orcas are also present in the Arctic, and they will also target leopard seals just as much. So they have not run away from this problem. Along with the orcas, there will also be the Greenland sharks, which, as you can see, are pretty massive, and in a 1v1, a seal might be able to put up a fight, but for the most part, I think the Greenland shark could definitely take subadults, juveniles, and the occasional adult leopard seal with an ambush. Also, there are other predators in the Arctic that the leopard seal might not be familiar with. For example, the polar bears. Polar bears are seal hunting specialists, and on land they can definitely kill a leopard seal in a 1v1. And in the water, while the leopard seal can escape or even fight back quite well, the ambushing ability of this white bear is not to be underestimated. So definitely that is something the leopard seal will have to watch out for, especially the pups. Also, the pups might have to watch out for things like wolves, because wolves on occasion do kill seal pups, and the walruses, because while walruses might not kill the seal pups for food, adult leopard seals will have to be very wary of these territorial behemoths with massive tusks, which can end the leopard seal's way of life with single swing. With all that, I think in terms of threats and competition, leopard seal receives a 5 out of 10, because it's worse than what they already are accustomed to. Like, they have a very one-sided matchup against orcas, where orcas almost destroy them every single time. They have that, plus walruses, plus Greenland sharks, plus polar bears. So that would bring it down quite a bit. So they will barely make it by in terms of threats and competitions. Overall, I think it's going to be a 7 out of 10, which is not bad, but could be a lot better. So leopard seals could definitely survive in the Arctic. Yes, some of them will die to predation and to interspecific competition, as well as intraspecific competition because of the shrunken food sources. But overall, I don't think they would go completely extinct in the Arctic. They can definitely hold their own and survive as a mesopredator on their own. Now let's look at some speculative evolutions and see in which ways the leopard seal might evolve if they lived long enough in the Arctic. First thing I believe they will do is teamwork. Leopard seals are really smart. In general, pinnipeds are pretty smart. So eventually leopard seals will realize that they can do a lot more in terms of defending themselves in a team. So in a 1v1, a polar bear is a serious threat to a seal, and it can grapple, pin down the seal, and just starts ripping into it. But if there are multiple seals, they can definitely defend against a bear. While the bear is grabbing one seal, the others can attack the bear and free their friend. So teamwork definitely makes the dream work here. Not only against polar bears, not only against like defenses, in a 1v1, I think eventually they will lose to like things like walruses or elephant seals, but in a group they can probably bring these behemoths down and have an alternate food source. Because you have to remember that the leopard seals don't have penguins and they don't have as much krill. So eventually leopard seals will switch from krill to a more macro predatory hunting style. And I think the first difference will be their teeth, where their trident shaped teeth, which are designed for sieving krill, would change into more theropod like, blade like teeth, which will allow them to hunt larger prey such as walruses, such as elephant seals, and the occasional polar bear, and maybe belugas as well. So that's what I think for the leopard seal will be. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Sorry for the absence. I hope to upload more videos more regularly, and I am really close to 100 subscribers. I need like 4 more subscribers to get to 100 subscribers. So if you guys can subscribe, I can get to 100 subscribers, and I can do something cool for 100 subs. Let me know what I should do for 100 subscribers. Don't say something crazy like, you know, that is too expensive, but I want to do something fun for 100 subs. And let me know what else you guys want to see, and like, share, comment, subscribe, and remember,